We we bring you live here inside at the Cougar ballpark, where the Cougars are just about set to face off against the Sparta Spartans in the second of their doubleheader. Starting for the Cougars, or starting off, leadoff batter for the Spartans, Nico Verdugo, and he'll take a ball one from Jack Naraki, who will get the start for the Cougars. Naraki is a senior this year for the Cougars, and the 1-0 is in there for a strike one. So, top of the first. Here, 1-1 the count on Verdugo. Naraki kicks and fires. That one's falling off right to the backstop by Verdugo. Verdugo today is playing shortstop for the Spartans in the second of the doubleheader. Naraki kicks and fires the 1-2. Down low, ball 2. We got a 2-2 count here on Verdugo. Nico Verdugo. Nico Verdugo reached base a couple of times yesterday as that one is popped, skied down the right field line and out of play. That'll keep the count even at 2-2. Naraki will get set here. We'll take a look and get the signs from Matt Moore, the catcher here in this second of the doubleheader. And that one's fouled off. The count will again stay even at 2 apiece. Nico Verdugo in the last game had reached on an error for 5, on an error by the third baseman for the Cougars. That was a throwing error by Trudeau, as that pitch is outside. Ball 3. Here's the payoff pitch from Naraki. That is swung on, grounded. Third base Trudeau will pick it up. Will fire over to first. Pulled his man off the bag in Jake Passanaugh. And the Spartans have one man on here in the first. That'll bring up number 6, Cooper Powers. Cooper Powers had a single last game for the Spartans. He'll stand in the right-handed batter's box, slightly open stance. Stands tall in there. Verdugo tempting Naraki, and he'll throw over, but Verdugo slides back in safely. Naraki will stare down Moore. Moore gives him the signs. Naraki accepts. He'll set. He kicks and fires. Bunt attempt by Powers. That'll go to Beal. But Trudeau will come in. Couldn't make a play. And so Powers is on. And the Spartans have 2 men on. Nobody out here in the top of the first. Cougars and Spartans here in the second game of this doubleheader. Naraki facing Jeremy Marble here. Marble was the pitcher last inning, and that one's inside. Bounced out of Moore's glove, but he'll corral and throw back to Naraki. 1-0 the count here on Marble. Marble, as I said, pitched last game for the Spartans. The majority of the game came out only in about the 5th, and that one's low, ball 2. Marble had a ground out and in that game. Now Naraki will kick and fire. That one's grounded to short. Gudino will throw to second and over the first, and that's a double play for the Cougars, and they got out of that jam as Gudino threw to second, and Beal fired it over to Passanaugh for the 4-6-3 double play, and the Cougars now have 2 outs here in the first. That'll bring up Logan Tidy. Naraki will kick and fire. First pitch is skied foul. That will go up and out of play down the first base line. That'll move the count to 1-0 on Tidy. Tidy will step back in, the right-hander. Slightly open stance. Bouncing on that back foot, Naraki. Second pitch in there, strike 2. So, 0-2 here on Tidy. Naraki sets, kicks, and fires. Swung on and fouled back. Man on third here for Tidy. That is Nico Verdugo. On the third base path for the Spartans. Here for Tidy. Naraki kicks and fires. That one's grounded to first. Cougars Passano will pick that up and slide over, step on the bag, and that will do it for the top of the first. And after one half inning, the Cougars and Spartans are tied at 0. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Network. Welcome back, Reagan Cleaves and David Shamblin, bringing you all the action of this second game of this doubleheader between the Catholic Central Cougars and the Sparta Spartans. First up for the Cougars in this bottom half of the first, it'll be Miles Beal to step to the plate. He was 3 for 3 earlier today with 3 singles and 1 sacrifice fly. First pitch is grounded on the third baseline, and that'll get in to left field. The left fielder for Sparta will fire that in, and Miles Beal is on with a first pitch single.
Number 2, John Godino.
That happened so fast we didn't even get to the pitcher. The pitcher for the Spartans this afternoon is number 14, Gatlin Sharon. Sharon, the left-handed pitcher, will be on the third base side of the rubber. He will face John Godino. Godino pinch ran for one of the pitchers and catchers last game, but this is his first at-bat of this season. Godino will stand in. Sharon, first pitch, outside, and the runner goes along. Well, that That throw down to second was way off target, and Beal has another stolen base. He has, by my count, 5 just in these 2 games. Then Sharon, the 1-0. Swung on and missed by Gudino. That will bring the count to 1-1. Nobody out here. Bottom of the first. Cougars and Spartans playing here. 0-0 thus far. Cougars 1-0 so far. Spartans 0-1 as the 1-1 is outside and high. 2-1 here on Gudino. Gudino, the junior for the Cougars, will stand in. Fairly even stance in the right-handed batter's box. Sharon kicks and fires. Runner goes. Gudino skies that down the left field line, and that's out of play. Foul. So the count will move to 2-2 here on the Cougars. On the Cougars' second baseman, he replaces Joe Collins, who played in that position in the previous game. Here's Sharon, kicks and fires. That one is lined down the left field line and foul. Gudino will keep the count at 2-2. We'll step back in. One man in scoring position for the Cougars. That is Miles Beal. Sharon kicks and fires. There goes Beal. That pitch was way outside, and the catcher DeGroff had to get way out of his crouch, and Miles Beal has yet another stolen base this afternoon. That is his 6th. Sharon will again step in. He kicks and fires. Swung on and missed. A full count strikeout for Gudino, and the Cougars have one out here in the bottom of the first. That will bring up Luke Passanoff for the Cougars. Last time he was hit by a pitch, he had a walk and a single in that game. And again, the Cougars mercied the Spartans. Here's Sharon, the first pitch. High and inside on Passanoff, a designated hitter today for the Cougars. Now we'll step in the left-handed batter's box. Sharon will kick and fire. That's down low. That got past DeGroff, and the Cougars. Beal will touch home from third, and the Cougars have a 1-0 lead here in the 1-0 lead here in the first. Quickly getting on the board with one out here. Passing on. We'll step in. 2-0 the count on him. Sharon kicks and delivers the 2-0 outside for ball 3. 3 pitches, 3 balls here on Passanoff. Luke Passanoff. The 3-0 in there for a strike. That will move the count to 3-1. Now Sharon from the stretch, the 3-1. In there for strike 2, and just like that, after 3 balls, Sharon has fired 2 strikes, and we are at a full count. Here's Sharon. He kicks and deals the payoff pitch. That's driven to left center field. That as Steinbacher gets under it, and he will collect the ball for the second out of the inning. That will bring up Jake Passanoff for the Cougars.
25. First baseman
Jake Passanoff was 0 for 1 earlier this afternoon with a flyout, and he reached on an error. So Sharon, the first pitch, is popped up high. Sharon and the first baseman Marble will get under it, and that will end the inning. A Good one for the Cougars as they get on the board here early as the Cougars lead 1-0 after one inning. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Network. Reagan Cleave and David Shamlin bringing you back here as the leadoff batter for these Spartans here is DeGroff. Hayden DeGroff will face Naraki and the ground one to second. Gudino will pick it up, fire over to first for the first down of the inning. And the Cougars quickly get one out here in the second. That'll bring up Sam Kierska. Kierska this afternoon playing the second baseman position after he pitched and played right field last time out, and he'll pop one. Passanal will get under that, and he'll grab that, and it's a pop out for Kierska. And just like that, 2 pitches, 2 outs here so far in the second inning. That will bring up number 17, TJ DeVary. Naraki will face this left-handed batter. Naraki will kick and fire the first pitch outside, in and out of Moore's glove for strike one. Cougars here leading 1-0 here in the top of the second. Naraki will take a look at Moore and deliver the 1-0. Down low, ball 2.
Even though that
Here.
first one was a ball, I think he was going to take it anyway, just to make sure it wasn't going to be a quick 3-pitch inning for Naraki out there.
As that pitch finally a strike in this at bat, 2-1 the count on DeVary. DeVary will step in, the left-handed batter, slightly open stance in the box, stands a little back from the plate, and he'll ground that to third. Trudeau fumbled with it, and he'll fire over to first in time, and the Cougars go quickly 1-2-3 in that inning, and we will head to the bottom of the second. Cougars leading 1-0. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Reagan Cleaves and David Shamblin bringing you the action of the second game of this doubleheader between the Catholic Central Cougars and the Sparta Spartans. Leading off for the Cougars in this bottom of the second, it'll be Ben Jopek. Ben Jopek was the pitcher last time out, so did not hit for the Cougars as the Cougars opt to use a designated hitter. But Zach Grabowski did do him well, giving him hitting a single and hitting two singles in that first game. First pitch to Jopek is on the outside corner for strike one. 0-1 the count here on Jopek. Sharon kicks and deals. Swung on and missed there by Jopek, moving the count to 0-2. Here, nobody on, nobody out. Here, top or bottom of the second, Cougars leading 1-0. Now the 0-2 is popped up and driven to left center field. Powers under that, he'll make the grab here to put one away for the Spartans here
Now batting,
in the
left fielder, number 9.
second game. That'll bring up Zach Grabowski, who, as I mentioned earlier, had two singles in that last game. The left-handed hitter stands with a slightly open stance and swings and misses on that first pitch, strike one. Again, Sharon will deal from the third base side of the rubber from the stretch. The 0-1's in there for another strike, and Grabowski is now staring straight down an 0-2 count. Sharon will kick and deliver well outside and well high. About head height on Grabowski, and that makes it 1-2 first ball of the at-bat. Here's Sharon, kicks and deals. Swung on and missed. They got him swinging as Grabowski goes down swinging here, and that will put two outs up on the board for the Cougars. That'll bring up Nate Trudeau for the Cougars. Trudeau walked and popped out twice in that last game, as that one is delivered high and outside. On Trudeau, Sharon from the stretch kicks and fires. On the outside and high once more. 2-0 the count here on Trudeau. Trudeau, another one of the 8 seniors for the Cougars. He'll stand in the right-hander's batter's box, slightly open stance. Now a pitch right down the middle, and that'll make it 2-1. Or 2-1, excuse me. Here, 2 outs, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the second, Cougars leading off a 1-0 Miles, off a run courtesy of Miles Beal. As fourth pitch of the at-bat is down low. It's ball 3, 3-1 the count. Sharon, the 3-1. On the outside, he walked him on 5 pitches, and Nate Trudeau will take to first, and that will bring up
Now batting,
number 3,
number 3,
Matthew Moore. Matt Moore didn't play in the last game, so this is his first at-bat of the regular season. He'll step in. Right-handed batter's box. Even stance, Sharon deals well outside. Ball 1, 1-0. The count here on Moore.
Looks like Sharon's having a little bit of a footing issue on the mound. He keeps on digging into the dirt after most of his pitches.
Now the runner goes and Moore swings and misses, and the throw is not in time, and Trudeau will move to second base on a stolen bag, and the Cougars, that is their third of the game. Here, 2 of them courtesy of Miles Beal, the leadoff hitter. Here's Matt Moore facing a 1-1. That's high. That'll make the count 2-1. Sharon will dig in. Come set from the windup. He'll kick and fire well outside. That makes it 3-1 on Moore. Now here's Sharon. He'll come set. Checks the runner at second. He'll kick and fire. Runner goes swing and a miss by Moore. And the throw down to third in time. And the Spartans will get out of that one with room to spare as we will head to the top of the third, as with the Cougars leading by a score of 1-0. You're listening to the Cougar Baseball Network. Welcome back, Reagan Cleaves and David Champlin, bringing you all the action of tonight's matchup between the Cougars and the Sparta Spartans. Leading off for the Spartans, it'll be the pitcher, Gatlin Sharon. He played last game. He had a single and a strikeout in that one. As we moved quickly through the order, as the Cougars dominated that one, winning by a score of 12-1 by the mercy rule. And Sharon will face Naraki here. Naraki will pitch from the stretch here in the top of the third. Nobody on, nobody out. First pitch is driven right along the backstop. Here, as shadows are starting to stretch across the field here. Haven't reached the actual playing surface yet, but they're starting to creep in on the foul territory, and now a pop-up will go to Beal, so Sharon will be retired here in the third.
Left fielder number 2.
That will bring up number 2, the left fielder, Evan Steinbacher. He had a unproductive game as he reached on an error last time, and he looks at that one, strike one from Naraki. Naraki again will set from the stretch. He'll kick and fire the 0-1. That's grounded to short. Beal will fire over in time, and we've got 2 away here in the third as the Cougars looking to preserve the
Shortstop number 1.
1-0 lead they have here, and that'll bring up Nico Verdugo. He's got a single tonight. The leadoff batter for the Spartans. Naraki will deal. First pitch is grounded up the gap, and Kyle Tepper will come into field. That is an outfield single for Verdugo, and he is now 2 for 2 on the night.
Cooper Powers.
That will bring up number 6, Cooper Powers, who is also 1 for 1 tonight with a single. Here, he was also part of that double play that helped get the Cougars out of the jam that they were in that first as Naraki attempts to pick off the runner Verdugo at first, who takes a healthy lead, and Naraki will go and throw over to first once again. 2 outs, 1 on here. Top of the third, Cougars leading 1-0 as that's grounded down the third baseline. Foul off the bat of Cooper Powers. Spartans looking a little bit more. Spartan bats are looking a little bit more lively today, in the second game than they were earlier this afternoon. Granted, it might be the pitcher they're facing, but as Naraki will fire back over again, and he'll get the ball back from Passano. He'll be from the windup. He'll kick and fire off of Moore's equipment, and Verdugo will move to second on a passed ball. So we've got one man in scoring position for the Spartans. Go ahead run is at the plate in the form of Cooper Powers. Here he's got a 1-1 count. Naraki will kick and deal. Swung on and fouled right off the plate. That'll bring the count to 1-2. Here in the top of the third, Cougars clinging to a 1-0 lead that they gained early in this game in the bottom of the first. Now Naraki will get the sign from Moore and come set. Naraki checks the runner. The 1-0. That is again fouled softly down the third base line. So again, we will have a 1-2 count. Naraki working from the left, or the first base side of the rubber. From the windup, he'll kick and fire. The check swing got him, and the Cougars strike out Powers and will take their 1-0 lead into the bottom of the third. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network. Reagan Cleaves welcoming you back here inside the broadcast booth as the Cougars look to add to their 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Leading off is number 22, Kyle Tepper.
No.
Number 3, Matt Moore, excuse me. Sharon will kick and fire. That one's outside.
Moore was up when the guy got thrown out trying to steal.
Moore was at bat when Trudeau was caught stealing as that second pitch is outside. It's 2-0 here. So Matt Moore will come to the plate. You're facing a 2-0 count. Sharon that one's grounded the third base line off of Verdugo's glove, and Moore will reach base safely on a single.
Courtesy runner for Moore, number 6, Tim Lambert.
Tim Lambert will come in as the courtesy runner for Matt Moore. And that will bring up number 22, Kyle Tepper. This time I got it right.
Center field,
So
number 22, Kyle Tepper.
Kyle Tepper is 0 for 3 so far this season, having flown out, grounded out, and popped out in the previous game this year. Now Sharon tries to pick off Moore at first, but is unsuccessful in his endeavor. And now Sharon will work from the third base side of the rubber. And again, throw back to first. And Moore again slides in safely. Lambert at first. Now, Sharon will kick and fire. First pitch of the at-bat is up high, and it's 1-0. Sharon will come set from the windup. He'll kick and fire. Runner goes. That's popped high. Lambert has to get back here as the first baseman Marble is under it, and he'll make the catch. And Lambert did get back in time as he went running, and he was almost to second base by the time he was told to get back, and that's a pop out for Tepper here, as that will bring up number 1, Miles Beal. He is 1 for 1 on the night with a run scored, a single, and 2 stolen bases on the way to making that trip around the bases, as the first pitch is a ball on Beal. Tim Lambert takes a 3-stride, now 4-stride lead off from first. Sharon will kick and fire. The left-hander has his pitch swung on and fouled down the third base line by Miles Beal. Bottom of the third, 1 on, 1 out here, as Miles Beal has a closed stance here. Sharon will kick and fire. Runner goes. Lambert is safe at second. Looked like when DeGraff let that go, it might have gotten Lambert, as he didn't have the best jump in the world. But either way, that is the Cougars' 4th stolen base this game, as the pitch is outside to Miles Beal to make it 3-1. So Sharon will come set. He'll kick and fire. That one's inside. He walked him, and now the Cougars have 2 men on.
Number 2, John Godino.
2 men on, 1 out here, and that'll bring up John Godino. He struck out his first time up at bat. He's got 2 men on, 1 out here. Godino will be delivered to by Sharon. That's popped up in the infield. Kierska coming back. He'll make the grab, and for the second out of the inning. So Godino falls to 0 for 2 on the night. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Luke Passano, who flew out to right field, or to left field last time. He'll face Sharon. First pitch, runner goes. That's fouled up and out of play on the third base side. Tim Lambert is on second, with Miles Beal on first due to a walk. So Sharon will dig in, checks the runners. He'll throw back to second, and Lambert will slide in safely. Nobody on, or 2 men on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Sharon will check second and deliver to the plate. That one's fouled by Passanoff all the way back and out of play. Shadows lengthening ever more slowly here over the field as the dugout shadow for the shadow on the Cougars dugout is just about reaching the home plate circle as Sharon will fire back to second. Lambert dives back safely. So, the 0-2 count here on Passanoff. 2 outs, 2 men on. Cougars leading 1-0. Pitch is swung on and driven to left field. That is Steinbacher under it and home make the grab. And that will end the bottom of the third as the Cougars will head into the away half of the fourth, leading 1-0. You're listening to the Cougar Baseball Network. So welcome back. Reagan Cleves and David Shamblin bringing you all of the action in the second game of this doubleheader here between the Cougars and the Spartans. Leading off for the Spartans, it'll be Marble who will foul that one off. Jeremy Marble, so far tonight, he grounded out into a double play. His first time out. Passing on. Has a 0-1 count here on Jeremy Marble. Hook, kick, and deal. That one's down low, and we've got a 1-0 count here. Marble has the slightly open stance in the right-handed batter's box as that pitch is fouled off softly down the third base line, and the count will move to 1-2. Naraki, the 1-2, inside 2-2 on Marble. Naraki will set from the stretch. That's driven deep right field into foul territory. Jumping back. That one was well out of his reach. So the count will remain at 2-2 here in the top of the fourth. Cougars leading the Sparta Spartans by a score of 1-0. Naraki from the stretch. Gets the sign from Moore. Hull as Marble will call time. Now Naraki from the stretch. From the 2-2. Swung on and missed. That was a high fastball right in on Marble. And the Cougars have one down here in the top of the fourth.
Third baseman, number 15.
That will bring up the third baseman, that will bring up Logan Tidy. First pitch is well high and inside on on Tidy. He's the second baseman. Now the pitch is driven deep center field. Tepper back there to play it. He'll relay that into second, and we've got a run down here as the throw to first. Got him! What a play as Tepper threw that in, and Beal was able to fire that one over to first, and Tidy got caught wanting more as he is not really sure how to score that, but Beal threw him out at first. Now the first pitch to DeGraff is in there. So Naraki will kick and deal. Swung on and missed.
That
1-1.
That last hit will indeed just be a single, as the ball did drop. And he attempted to go to second, but was thrown out at first.
Indeed he was. As a drop third strike, Moore will fire over to first for the third and final out of the inning as the Cougars hold on to their 1-0 lead as they will head into the bottom of the fourth with a 1-0 lead. Reagan Cleaves and David Shamblin bringing you back here inside there at the Cat, where it will be Jake Passanaw to lead it off for the Cougars here in the bottom of the fourth. Cougars holding on to a 1-0 lead. Passanaw will face Sharon for the second time tonight. He popped down his last time out, and he'll drive one deep center field. Powers looking there to get it, and he'll make the grab with plenty of room to spare. So the Cougars have one out. Here that will bring up Ben Jopic.
Number 21.
He'll step in. He is 0 for 1. Flew out to center field his last time out. Sharon will kick and fire. Upstairs, ball one. Jopic will tap the plate with his bat and look for the pitch from Sharon, which comes and is low and inside, bringing the count to 2-0. Sharon will deliver the 2-0. Upstairs, bringing it to 3-0. Here on Ben Jopic, 3 pitches, 3 balls. Sharon, that's a strike down low. Not sure Jopic is a fan of that call, but what the umpire says goes, so It's 3-1. Now the 3-1 is swung on and driven foul. Sharp line drive foul down the third base line. That will bring the count to 3-2. The payoff pitch from Sharon. Check swing. Got him. A strike three swinging, and Ben Jopik not happy with the home plate umpire's call, so they appeal to the first base umpire, and indeed he did go. So that will bring up number 9, Zach Grabowski, 0 for 1 tonight. Here, he'll stand in, open stance from the left-handed batter's box. First pitch is driven, popped up into the infield. Kirska under it, and home make the grab. So the Cougars go down 1-2-3 in that half inning, and the Cougars will try to defend a 1-0 lead heading into the fifth. You're listening to Catholic Central Cougars Baseball on the Cougar Baseball Network.
And we are back inside the broadcast booth at Cougar Field as Kursko will step into the plate for the Spartans in a 1-0 Cougar lead. And he'll drive that one and will be caught by the second baseman, Miles Beal, and there's one away.
So one out here. Shortstop Miles Beal making the grab on the pop out to turn away Kirska. Now Naraki facing
number 17, TJ DeVary.
TJ DeVary will stand in here. Naraki. Second pitch swung on and missed. There, as Kirska popped out last time out. Naraki will kick and fire. That one's way outside. That one will go to the backstop. Not sure where that was intended to go, but that was definitely not on target. So that will bring the count to 1-2, and that one's popped, driven to left field. Jopik moving in to play it. He'll make the grab along the line, and there's 2 away here for the Cougars. That will bring up the pitcher, Sharon. Gatlin Sharon will play.
Number 14, the pitcher, Gatlin Sharon.
Sharon is 0 for 1 tonight on the pop out. His last time up to the plate. He'll face Naraki for the second time tonight. First pitch, right along the corner, right along the corner for strike 1. Now Naraki again. The 0-1 in there on the outside corner. Strike 2. So that'll bring the count to 0-2. 2 outs, nobody on here. Top of the fifth. Naraki will kick and fire. That one's well outside. 1-2 here. Naraki will deliver the 1-2. That is grounded to the second baseman, Gudino bobbled it and will fire over to first in time. And the Cougars will retire the side 1-2-3. And we are headed to the bottom of the fifth with the Cougars leading 1-0. Reagan Cleves and David Shamblin bringing you back here inside the broadcast booth as the Cougars look to build on their 1-0 lead. First person that'll have a crack at Sharon will be Trudeau when he looks at one high, and the count is 1-0. Sharon will, from the stretch, deal one down low to Trudeau, so the count improves to 2-0. From the third base side of the rubber, Sharon deals one that is in there for a strike one. Here in the fading light at the cat here. That pitch is swung on and fouled. Up to the backstop, so the count will be 2-2 now on Trudeau. Sharon will, from the stretch, that's popped up high. A horde of people under it, and eventually it will be Marble to control, and will make the grab, and to put one away and bring up Matt Moore.
Now batting, catcher.
Matt Moore, 1 for 1 as a single tonight. And we'll see if he can build on that. And only a second plate appearance of the season. First pitch is up high, well high, to Matt Moore. So the count is 1-0. The 1-0, two more, swung on and missed. That will bring the count to 1-1. Both pitchers playing well tonight, not allowing a ton of base runners as there were in the earlier game today. Sharon dealed that one outside. Oh, it's 2-1 the count. From the windup, that one's popped well high. Maple looking to get under it, and it will bounce off the roof of the Sparta dugout. So the count will remain at 2-2. For Matt Moore. Everyone is back in position after that rush for the foul ball. So and the umpire throws Sharon the ball, the replacement ball, and he'll head back to the hill. Sharon will step, kick, and fire. upstairs, and we've got ourselves a full count. So no full count here. One out. Nobody on here. Top or bottom of the fifth. Cougars leading 1-0 over the Sparta Spartans. Now that's swung on, fouled right off the plate by Moore. So again, the count will stay at 3-2. Sharon swings his arms over his head and he throws outside, and Matt Moore is walked. And so the Cougars have a man on first.
Center fielder.
And
Number 22,
Tim
Kyle
Lambert
Tucker.
will come in for.
Courtesy runner for Matt Moore, number 6, Tim Lambert.
And Tim Lambert will come in for the Cougars. The senior will step on first, and we've got Kyle Tepper up to the plate for the Cougars. Will stand in. Lambert slides back in safely as Sharon tried to pick him off. Sharon will set from the windup. He'll kick and fire. That one is driven to left field, or right field, and that'll get down. Runners will round. Lambert is sent home. Throw to third, and in there, sliding triple, and the Cougars double their lead, and it's now 2-0 off the triple by Kyle Tepper.
Now batting the shortstop.
A
number
big
1.
hit that made it through.
Field.
That made it past both Powers and Riordan in right center, and it got down, and the throw was not in time to catch Tepper coming back for going to the third base. And so that will bring up Miles Beal to the plate with a man on third. First pitch is a ball. Now the second pitch is just outside. 2-0.
Now he's got the right foot guard on. Last time he was on the left foot.
So
On the right foot.
Miles will step in again. Sharon will kick and deal. That one's popped and flown deep center. Powers and Riordan underneath. Powers will get it and relay that in, and Kyle Tepper will come in with a run, and Beal has a sacrifice fly and an RBI here.
Now batting.
And the Cougars
Number 2, second baseman John
now
Gudino.
lead it 3-0. That will bring up John Gudino. He's 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch is a ball. So, second dealing is up high once more, 2-0. We know the count. Gudino stands in, slightly open stance. Third pitch is way down low and inside. Make it 3-0. Sharon from the third base side of the rubber slides his foot and deals 4-pitch walk. Excuse me, that was a strike. Looked like a ball, but it was indeed a strike. So it is 3-1. The count on Gudino. The 3-1 swung on and missed, and we have ourselves a full count. Here. Full count on John Gudino. He's already 0 for 2. The payoff pitch is driven deep fly ball to left field. Steinbacher is under that, and that will end the inning. Here is Gudino flies out to left field, and we will head to the top of the sixth with the Cougars adding 2 to their lead in that fifth inning. They will take a 3-0 lead in to the top of the sixth. You're listening to Catholic Central Cougar Baseball on the Cougar Baseball Network. Reagan Cleaves welcoming you back here in the fading daylight of the Cougar athletic trails as the Cougars currently lead the Sparta Spartans by a score of 3-0. We have a defensive change for the
Number 2,
Cougars.
left field.
That Daniel Southerington being brought in replacement of Zach Grabowski, who, as we speak, is warming up in the bullpen behind the Cougars' dugout. The first 2 pitches are 1 ball and 1 strike apiece to Steinbacher. Is that another pitch way outside on Steinbacher? So that'll bring the count to 2-1. Naraki will kick and fire the 2-1. Swung on and grounded to Beal. Beal will pick it up, fire a long throw over to first in time for the first out of the inning, as the Cougars have yet one more down.
Number 1, shortstop, Nico Verdugo.
All but 2 of the Cougars defensive innings so far have been 3 up, 3 down. Let's see if they can continue that streak so far, as that is in there for a strike on Nico Verdugo. Naraki will pause as Verdugo calls time. He'll step back in. Naraki is given the go-ahead, the 0-1, down low in the dirt. Ball 1, 1-1 the count here on Verdugo. Verdugo tonight is 1 for 1 with a single, with 2 singles, and he advanced on a passed ball. Now that is outside and in the dirt. Ball 2 on Verdugo. Now the 2-1 is outside. That'll make it 3-1 on Verdugo. So Naraki will kick and fire the 3-1. Down low, ball 4, and the first walk of the afternoon for the Spartans, as Nico Verdugo will head on base, and he
Number 6,
is on first, and that will bring up Cooper Powers, who will stand in open stance facing Naraki for the 3rd time tonight. He is 1 for 2 as a throw over to first, has Verdugo sliding back. 1 out, 1 on here in the top of the 6th. Something seems to be wrong with Verdugo as he slid back in. Can't exactly see what it is, but he seems to be okay. And Naraki is given the go-ahead by the home plate umpire. Verdugo takes the lead off, and the first pitch is grounded to Naraki. Naraki fumbled with it. Will take the runner at first for the second out of the inning. And Verdugo will advance to second here.
First baseman, number 18.
So that
Jeremy
will
Marble.
bring up the first baseman, Jeremy Marble, who tonight is 0 for 2 as he ground out and struck out. He grounded into a double play in the first inning. Cougars first pitch. Ooh, and that drilled him right in the back, and Marble has his base. And just like that, the Spartans have the tying run at the plate. That will be Logan Tidy. I'll step in. Naraki tried to throw back to catch Verdugo, but nobody was covering second. As here we are in the top of the sixth. Cougars leading 3-0 as the pitch is right off of Moore, and Verdugo will round third, and he is held up by his base coach. And so both runners will advance on that passed ball, Marble and Verdugo. So we have a game-tying run at the plate. 2 men in scoring position, 2 on, 2 outs. Here, top of the sixth, 1-0 the count. That's grounded right to Naraki, who will come up throwing, and the Cougars will retire the side as Tidy grounds out a 1-3 ground out, and we will head to the bottom of the sixth with the Cougars leading 3-0. Getting out of that jam was Jack Naraki. When we come back, we'll have the bottom of the sixth here on the Catholic Central Cougar Radio Network. Welcome back, Reagan Cleaves and David Shamblin inside the broadcast booth. The Cougars leading 3-0 here in the bottom of the sixth. They will send out Luke Passanaw, the designated hitter, in the leadoff spot for this half inning. He'll stand in. The left-handed batter faces Sharon, and that will a line drive into left field, and he'll have an outfield single. So the Cougars have a man on first here in the bottom of the sixth, no outs. And that will bring up Jake Passanaw. Jake Passanaw, the first baseman tonight, for the Cougars. Sharon, dealing from the third base side, will kick and fire. That one's upstairs and outside. 1-0. Here. Here is the 1-0 from Sharon. Instead, he throws over to the first base to the first baseman Marvel, who tries to apply the tag in time on Luke Passanaugh, but Passanaugh was sliding in. Now the 1-0 is down low. Now we've got a 1-1. Excuse me, 2-0. So it'll be Sharon. Sharon will kick and deal. That one is again down low in the dirt. 3-0. Here on Passanaugh. Bottom of the sixth. One on, nobody out here at the Cougar baseball field, where the Cougars lead the Spartans by a score of 3-1. Now the pitch is down low, but inside the strike zone, and that becomes a 3-1. Sharon will kick and fire. That one's high. He walked him on 5. And the Cougars now have 2 men on, 1 in scoring position. And that will bring up the right fielder, Ben Jopik, for the Cougars. He is 0 for 2 tonight, with a flyout and a strikeout. First pitch is driven foul just past the backstop and out of play behind us. So that'll bring the count to 0-1. Now the second pitch is driven. That will go just foul here on the grass infield. Cougar Field is a different one than places I've seen, because the base paths from home to first and third to home are completely grass. There's no dirt, so that just provides that little difference from most ballparks that you see around. Every ballpark's got their quirks. Now the 0-2 is strike 3, got him looking. So the Cougars have one out here.
Number 14, left fielder.
As Jopik strikes out, that will bring up Daniel Southington, as Grabowski is warming up in the bullpen. We assume he's going to come in sometime soon. For Jack Naraki, the first pitch is down low, and a throw all the way back to second. That almost got by Tidy, but it took a fortuitous bounce and hopped right into his glove. So the Cougars will remain with 2 base runners. Sharon will kick and fire. That's down low. 2-0. Here the count. 2 on, 1 out here. Bottom of the 6th. Cougars leading 3-0. Sharon still on the mound for the Spartans. Both teams have their starters as of the 6th. That pitch was in there for a strike. 2-1 the count. The 2-1 pitch from Sharon. That's up high. 3-1. So, Cougars have 2 men on, 1 out here. Sharon will set from the windup. He'll kick and deliver. That is on the outside corner for a strike. That'll bring the count to full. 3-2 on Daniel Southington. First at bat of the night. The payoff pitch from Sharon swung on and missed. Strike 3 for Daniel Southington. He goes down swinging, and just like that, 2 straight strikeouts put the Cougars at
Third baseman,
2
number
outs.
23, Nate Trudeau.
That will bring up Nate Trudeau for the Cougars, the third baseman. For the Cougars, he is 0 for 1 tonight as he walked and popped out. First pitch is in there, strike one. Trudeau will tap the plate as he steps back in. Sharon checks the runners. The 0-1. That swung and grounded into left field. The runner rounds first. That's passing a throw to the plate. And he's safe at the plate as DeGraff couldn't handle the ball. It couldn't handle the impact of Passana running into him. And just like that, it's an RBI double for Trudeau.
Now batting, number 3, catcher, Matt Moore.
That will bring up Matt Moore with 2 outs, 2 men on. They are on second and third. The first pitch is swung on and missed by Moore. Moore, so far tonight, is 1 for 1 with a run scored, a single, a walk, and a stolen base. Now that second pitch is swung on and missed by Moore. 0-2 the count, 4-0 the Cougars lead here. Now, third pitch is outside. And that'll bring the count to 1-2. So, the 1-2. Up high, that made it past, and now the runner on third in Jake Passano will come home, and the run scores as the Cougars now lead it 5-2-0 here, expanding their lead here in the bottom of the sixth. And they now lead 5-0. Now that'll move in a run on a passed ball. And now Matt Moore only has 1 man on at third. That pitch is up high. That'll make it 3-2. 3-2 the count here on Matt Moore. The payoff pitch got him looking, strike 3, and that will do it for the inning. Matt Moore goes down looking, and after 6 complete innings, the Cougars
Sparta 0.
lead by a score of 5-0. When we come back, we will have all the action of the 7th and hopefully final inning here on the Cougar Baseball Network. So welcome back, Reagan Cleaves
For Sparta,
and David Shamblin bringing you back here inside Cougar Ballpark, where the Cougars look to close out this opening day doubleheader with a win, and two of them as they currently lead the Spartans by a score of 5-0. If the Spartans cannot score here, cannot score the 5 runs to tie up the game or take the lead, if they so do, we will be over, as this can possibly be the final half inning, as that's driven deep to right field over Jopik's head, and that'll go to the wall into the track. Jopik will fire that in, and DeGraff has a stand-up double here to start off the 7th. So,
now batting for Sparta.
pitching change for the
Second
Cougars.
baseman,
Zach
number 11,
Grabowski
Zach Kurska.
into pitch, the closer for the Cougars.
Sorry, pinch hitter for Sparta, number 5, Zach Strayer.
Zach Strayer will pinch hit for Sam Kurska. Zach Strayer. And we also have a courtesy runner
for Kian Gauthier.
for the catcher, DeGraff. That'll be number 4, Kian Gauthier. He is a courtesy runner for DeGraff, as that pitch is well inside from Grabowski. And Grabowski on Strayer. So Grabowski will kick and deal. That's popped high up. Moore back to play it, and he will make the catch, and the Cougars have one down. Here in the top of the 7th, here in the darkening Cougar baseball field, as that will bring up number 8.
Number 8, Michael Reardon.
Mikel Reardon. Reardon hasn't had an at-bat tonight, as he and DeVary have switched back and forth. Now Grabowski will kick and fire in there for strike 1 on Reardon. Grabowski's got to worry about the runner on second in Gauthier, and that one's a strike. That throw is, as Moore tried to catch the runner, Gauthier napping. Gauthier napping. So Grabowski, the 0-2, down low ball 1 on Reardon. That'll make the count 1-2. Cougars leading by a score of 5-0. Grabowski will kick and fire. That's swung on and fouled off. That'll keep the count at 1-2. Strayer will step in once more. Grabowski, working from about the first base side of the rubber, will kick and fire. That one's fouled, a line drive down the third base line. So, Cougars leading 5-0 here, looking to hold on to improve to 2-0 on the season. They already defeated the Spartans. These same Spartans at a strike 3. Got him looking. Grabowski froze Reardon, and just like that, the Cougars are down to their final, or the Spartans are down to their final out here. That'll bring up number 14, Gatlin Sharon.
That pitch looked like a slider that he started inside to the batter, and then it worked back its way back over the plate and caught him for strike 3 right down the middle.
Yeah, that was a pretty pitch by Grabowski. His first one to Sharon is A ball outside. The 1-0. Just caught the outside edge of the plate. It's 1-1 here. Sharon, the last hope so far for the Spartans. Grabowski will come set from the windup. He'll kick and fire. That one just missed the outside corner. Cougars leading by a score of 5-0. Grabowski will check the runner at second, who isn't being held on at all. Now Grabowski kicks and fires. That one's fouled off. And we've got ourselves a 2-2 count. Here and the Spartans are down to their final out. Grabowski will come set. Working from the middle of the rubber. The 2-2. Just off the outside edge of the plate, and it remains. And it advances to a full count here. Grabowski will come set. 2 outs, 1 man at second for Sharon. The payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, and this one belongs to the Cougars as they knock off the Spartans by a final score of 5-0. A combined shutout between Noraki and Grabowski, getting the final in the final inning. Well, Noraki did most of the work, and the Cougars now improve off this doubleheader to 2-0 as they beat the Sparta Spartans by a score of 5-0. That will just about do it for us tonight, but later this week on Thursday, the Cougars will play these same Sparta Spartans this time at Sparta, and that game is Thursday. We'll get the time shortly here, but once we get that, that game is at 4:15 against the Spartans in Sparta, and we unfortunately will not be able to broadcast this game, so check back for a highlight and game recap of that on our Cougar Baseball Network YouTube page. Until then, my name is Reagan Cleaves, saying so long for myself and for David Shamblin. We thank you for listening as the Cougars knock off the Sparta Spartans in the second game of the doubleheader by a score of 5-0. Thank you for listening. Have a good night, everybody.